All right, what's up, and welcome back to the next step on our foundations of assembling a Craftsman kit. So today we're going to be starting to prep the Hydrocal walls. So what we're going to do is open them up. Safety first, as always. Don't need to be losing any digits here. So we're just going to unwrap these and start our prep work. Look at that. The fastest unwrapping you've ever seen. Okay, so real quick, Hydrocal walls are really nice to work with because they're super detailed. If you focus here, focus. Come on, you. There we go. They're really super detailed to work with. You don't get a lot of air bubbles. Every now and then you'll get an air bubble, and you can just fill that in with some drywall mud. But when you're doing a brick surface or stone, they show a lot of detail, and they're probably one of the closest things you can get to the original material. But most of the time they'll come out pretty clean, and what you will want to do is just go real quick, and I use a hobby knife, and I just quickly go and I clean the edges of my walls up if there's any leftover sprues or things hanging over from the castings. These are actually pretty clean, so we don't have to do too much work on them. But I just go through and I check all the edges. You can see here a nice edge that you want to get rid of. And it's just left over from the mold, but it's not a big deal. And it cleans up pretty quick. So we're just going to go ahead and do all the corners here, check them all. Make sure we don't have anything that needs cleaned up. And it will ensure for a nice clean look when we begin painting. Okay. One thing you can do with these Hydrocal walls is like and subscribe our page. I'm just kidding. Go ahead and like and subscribe our page, but that's not what you can do with this Hydrocal walls. Make sure you hit that bell icon too if you're enjoying these videos. But the one thing with Hydrocal where you have windows, you can either go ahead and cut them out if you want to see through and have a scene on the inside of your structure, or you can go ahead and paint them black. And the instructions for this kit actually tell you you can do either. Today, for this instructional, we're just going to be leaving them in. We're not going to do that. We're just going to put some black behind them and not worry about seeing the scene through it. But if you're going to be a little more advanced and make an interior scene, by all means, go ahead and cut them out, and then you can put your windows in. The one last thing we're going to do prep-wise before we prime the walls is make sure that they have a good fit like this on the corners. And to avoid any gaps, we're going to just take a little bit of 220 grit sandpaper on the edge that does not have the texture. So you're going to see there's an edge here that has a brick pattern, and then I'm going to call it the raw edge, does not have a brick pattern. So I'm just going to take a little bit of 220 grit sandpaper and lay it flat on my workbench because that's a flat surface, and then just make a couple passes. You don't need a lot of passes because it will sand it down very quickly. And just hold it back up to make sure that it's pretty close to square. It's about as close as we're going to get it. So we're going to do all 4 of the raw sides. Okay. We'll do this one. Okay, and we're just going to check this wall real quick. Make sure it matches up good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Any gaps that you have once it's assembled, you can always go back through with some drywall mud and fill it in and then etch in a pattern or just kind of make it blend a little bit. I'll show you that when we get to that step, but that is the first step for prepping them. Now we're going to go ahead and prime them and start painting, and we're going to do that in our next video. So if you want to keep getting these videos, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button so that way you are notified when we have the next video up. So enjoy it. Have a good one. Again, if you are working with this along with us, this is Yard Office number 3 from FOS Scale Models. So if you want to work along as we do these videos, go ahead and pick up that kit. These videos are going to be up for forever. So if it's a year from now, you can still go ahead and get it and work along with us. This is also applicable to literally any Craftsman kit you're going to have, pretty much, that has wood or Hydrocal walls. So I know there's some other manufacturers that just do Hydrocal kits. So from this point forward, you can kind of follow us along with a Hydrocal. Either way, hope you guys are enjoying this. Have a great one.